Just because you're going through something doesn't mean that it's the end.
No, sir, it does not. And also, too, man, I just want to say this last thing, too, before I ask you how your week is. The same way you can be saying, man, why is this happening to me? On the other side of that, you can be like, yo, I cannot believe this is happening to me. So that same thing that is so bad, on the other side of it, it's something that is equally as good, because that's law. It's law. I promise you, it's going to balance itself out, yo. So just remember that, all right? If it's bad right now, I promise you, it's going to get good.
Impact. 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 In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And your man, JaMichael Moore.
And we are the Residual Impact Podcast. Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves.
And then apply it to the community.
Let's grow.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir. You already know. What's good?
Good morning. Even though it ain't.
I mean, it ain't morning as we're recording this, but
it might be, though, for some people.
For some people who are tapping in, it might be a good morning.
Because you know we got some listeners that ain't even in America.
You right.
So look.
Oh, you right. Which, by the way, we never made that announcement.
Oh, we didn't. I mean, we could tell the people still if they want to know.
You think they want to know?
I think they want to know.
Okay, all right.
Because they want to see the growth.
They do. So, since Mike says that you guys may want to hear the news, we are expanding our operation a little bit.
Yeah.
For lack of better words, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
what we doing?
To put it this way, we are now in a brand new country. So shout out to every single one of you guys who are tapped in the Residual Impact Podcast from Canada.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. We are now in Canada.
Shout out to Drake. Appreciate you listening, Drake. Appreciate you tapping in, Drake.
Hey, yo, OVO Sound, all of them are tapped in. Let's go.
Yo, man, shout out.
Shout out to them. But yo, for real, like, we're in the U.S., of course.
Yes, sir.
Germany, Brazil.
Come on now.
United Kingdom.
Yes, sir.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, shoot.
The Marshall Islands.
Wow.
And now Canada.
Look at that, man. Come on, brother. We started first just in G County. If we being honest, all right? So come on now.
And one small county it's not really a small county. It's one of the biggest counties in the state.
Yeah.
But in one county in the state of Georgia.
Facts.
Now we are worldwide.
Global with it, bro.
Yo, for real.
Gotta be grateful for that, man. That is not a small feat.
Hey, we say it all the time, but we haven't said it in a long time.
What's that?
You ain't gotta be great to start.
But you gotta start to be great. Dude, so what you think about us, like, being global now, brother? Like, how you feel?
I feel great, man. Like, this is amazing. I mean, we're only going to continue growing. You know, I broke this news to you last month, but we haven't talked about it at all.
Yeah.
So just wanted to let the people know. And, you know, of course, each and every single one of y'all who are tapped into us from Canada, y'all already know because you're listening up there. So shout out to y'all.
For real.
And this is just something I want to say to everybody out there who is thinking about starting something, whether it be a podcast or a YouTube channel or just any form of content creation possible, man. Like, y'all may think that whatever market that you're trying to get into is saturated. It's not. Yeah. And even if it is, in all honesty, like, can't nobody do what it is out there that you can do.
Talk that talk.
So somebody is going to be, you know, willing or ready to receive whatever it is that you're bringing to them, whatever it is that you're giving to them, no matter what. Like, in this podcasting space, man, as far as I can remember, podcasting has been around since 2004 at least. You know, maybe 03, but I'm thinking like 04. So with that being said, since it's only 2023, podcasting hasn't even been around for 20 years yet. Think about how television first started, right? Television came after the era of radio. people used to gather around the radio. Families used to gather around the radio back in like the early 1900s or like the 1930s or something like that, and listen to broadcasts on the radio together.
Yeah.
Now we all have radios in our cars and we listen to them at, the same time, different stations, whatever it is that we want.
Yeah.
Right. Even to the point where it's like satellite radio, and radio's been around for about 100 years, if not more. Right.
Yes, sir.
And then, like I said, TV came after radio. Think about how many channels were on the television. You know what I'm saying? When my grandparents were still alive, we had them TVs with the rabbit ears on top.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? With the knobs, or as Lloyd Banks liked to put it, when you had the little TV, you had to hit on to get a picture. Mm-hmm. I'm walking with this. Okay, I'm not going to finish.
Chill, don't do it to him. Don't do it. Chill.
Hey, that's a Banks verse. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm spitting the bars. I mean, I'm spitting the bars, but I ain't write them. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had those TVs with the rabbit ears on top, but the antennas really, this nickname rabbit ears, if you don't know. But we had to like turn a knob to change the channels.
Well, if the knob got broken, you got to go get some pliers. And
Boy,
click, click. That shows you our age, bro.
That's a fact. Like my grandparents had 2 of them TVs, even though like we didn't really need them. Mm-hmm. I remember they had one of them in the kitchen. Just, to have on, I guess, when somebody was cooking, but nobody, like, we never really used it. And then we had another one that I found in the garage. Like, I forgot how old I was when I found it, but I'm like, yo, if it still works, we in there. And it still worked. And I used to hook up my Nintendo 64 to that TV.
Classic.
And me and my neighbors used to gather around in my backyard and we would just play outside. Like, I mean, if we weren't playing ball outside or anything like that, like, we'd hop on the N64, we'd hop on the PlayStation, in my garage. Like my garage was like my man cave or my boy cave, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid, bro. We were just playing like WrestleMania. We was playing Mario Kart. Like we playing everything.
Yes, sir, man.
But yeah, them TVs. I know we get sidetracked on the show. Don't mind us.
Sorry.
Going down memory lane. You don't got to apologize. It was me. It was my fault. However, I say all of that to say radio has come a long way. Television has come a long way. Mm-hmm. And they've been around for about 100 years. Podcasting is only 20 years old.
Yeah.
YouTube has been around since maybe 2004 or 2006. So that's about 20 years old. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You may think the market is oversaturated, but it's not.
Nope.
It's not as oversaturated as you think.
And think about it. I look at it like food, bro. Like, we all like different types of food.
Yes.
You might not all go to the same food places, but some of these food places actually sell some of the same things. But that doesn't mean that we all going to go to the same place. So, like, I just, just a small example, like Chipotle, and I figured out this place called Kava. They sell literally the same thing, but people literally have a preference. So somebody has a preference literally for what you got to put out. So don't worry about how many places are, look like how you or what you got. Because you still have something uniquely that somebody is waiting on to receive. So don't forget that.
Right, man. There's like so many places that are similar. Like think about Subway versus like
Firehouse.
Yes.
Come on. Or even Jimmy John's. Come on. All 3 are Subway places.
Yes.
Well, not Subway, but
sandwich places.
Yes,
yeah. I know what you meant. Like they sell sub sandwiches.
Exactly.
Firehouse, Blimpie, Jimmy John's, Subway,
Publix.
Yes.
Like they all selling the same thing.
But so many people prefer one sandwich spot over the other. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, the market ain't saturated. It's just missing you.
Ooh, drop that key on them, B. It's just missing you. I like that. That's hard. That's hard.
So, again, shout out to everybody tapped in from Canada, man. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And we know, hey, it's towards the end of February, man. We got something major coming up in a little bit. You already know what that is. But I'm not going to get into that until after the fact.
Okay.
Like after, like a week or two after.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about, man.
Say less.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know we went through all of that, man. But we're going to go ahead and start this off the right way with some housekeeping real quick. Mike, what we going over, brother?
So first, you want to make sure you take off your shoes before you come in my crib, okay? Because I don't. All right.
Okay. When I said housekeeping, I forget. I have to make sure I'm specific when it comes to you.
Okay. Look, I'm just saying.
Housekeeping for the show. Do you want to go over that today or not?
We just want to say thank you for stopping by with us and enjoying this time period that we're going to embrace you with. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, because I love y'all and we need y'all. All right. But also don't forget to leave a comment, because we need to know what we're doing right. We need to know what we're doing wrong. And B, I'm going to say it because I know you're going to hate it, but hit the dislike button if you don't like the video. But also hit the like button if you do like the video. Okay.
I remember now why I stopped giving you the housekeeping.
I love it. And be also too, if you listen to us on the many podcast platforms that we own, you already know, leave us a review. Come on, man. Leave us
please
5
do. We haven't
stars.
said that in weeks.
Yeah, leave us 5 stars.
It's 2023, man. Go ahead and drop all them 5 stars on every single platform.
I mean, if you want to leave 1 star too, you can. I don't know why you want to.
Why?
Be not gonna say that, but I'm gonna tell y'all that real. Leave us 1 star, because that's gonna give us some. If you're gonna leave 1 star, tell us why though. Don't just leave a 1 star and then, because that I don't agree with. But I want to leave constructive criticism. But I digress, okay? Because on B's behalf, he don't like that, okay? Other than that, we just want to thank y'all for stopping in with us, because we greatly appreciate it, and we cannot do this without y'all. So, well, thank you, B. I appreciate you for allowing me to sit here and do that.
You're not welcome.
Okay, I'm doing the house rules today, and I look forward to doing them more often. All right. Love y'all.
Anyway,
I should run for president.
No. Nope.
I don't even want to do that anyway.
Yeah, that's too much work.
It is.
And you have to be born in the United States, and brother, you was born in Mexico.
Come on, brother. But chill. Don't be telling them about it, yo.
But hey, real quick, shout out to every single person that was born in Mexico, including Lupita.
Oh my gosh.
Lord have mercy. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go further into that. Y'all already know. Shout out to Lupita. All right. Watch your mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Okay?
Watch
your mouth.
All right. Very talented actress, by the way.
Yeah, man, she's talented at her craft, most definitely. She's definitely talented at her craft. So just moving on. I'm not going to dive too deep into that, man.
What we got?
First and foremost, I mean, we took up a good amount of the show without even asking, how was your week?
Oh, man, I kind of forgot about that part. Not even gonna lie to you. I thought we already did at this point, but
I know.
Dude, the week has been a blessing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have found beauty in chaos, so I should say. And I think that that's a skill. I think that's something that you got to work at. Sometimes you got to get into chaos. But I've learned that the chaos is not meant to break you down. It is only meant to build you up. Just don't get lost in the sauce. Understand that there's a purpose and a reason for you going through each and everything. Your pain has a purpose. That's what I've been learning. So take that with you. Use it as you may. But understand that it's going to be okay. And I wasn't even trying to rhyme today, but that's how it's going to go. So, hey, that's it. Yo, I'm good.
Stop the cap.
But yeah, man, like that, to be honest, man, like that's a key right there. That's a gem. Like I really appreciate you for bringing that to the people's attention, man, because sometimes we go through whatever it is that we go through, and people are always asking, why me?
Yes.
But the question that they really need to ask is, why not me?
Oh, yeah, brother.
Because you can essentially find beauty in chaos.
Yeah,
you can find a reason to bounce back. You can find your calling. You could find your purpose in chaos. Like, just because you're going through something doesn't mean that it's the end.
No, sir, it does not. And also, too, man, I just want to say this last thing, too, before I ask you how your week is. The same way you can be saying, man, why is this happening to me? On the other side of that, you can be like, yo, I cannot believe this is happening to me. So that same thing that is so bad, on the other side of it, it's something that is equally as good, because that's law. It's law. I promise you, it's going to balance itself out, yo. So just remember that, all right? If it's bad right now, I promise you, it's going to get good.
That's a fact, yo. That is a fact, man. Boy, you dropping some knowledge today before we even like really start.
Hey, man, I just felt it, man. So look, I got to give it to the people, brother. If I don't, I'll regret it. So I don't like to have regrets, man. But anyways, man, how was your week, brother?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give the same answer I always get, but not because I'm just giving the answer just to give it, but because this is really my life at the moment. It was full of work. It was busy. I say this all the time, man. I'm grateful to still have a job. You know what I'm saying? Even though this company was laying a lot of people off a few months ago, I'm grateful to still be employed. I'm grateful that I still can say that I'm earning income, even though, as I stressed before in a previous episode, there's a million ways to get paid.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy that I'm still able to pay my bills, right? And at the same time, I'm also happy and grateful for this podcast, because my week has also been full of just editing. You know what I'm saying? We got some amazing things in the works still to this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got within the next coming month, man, 2 months, whatever the case may be. We haven't given it to the people yet, but we got some amazing people lined up coming soon, man. Y'all enjoyed last year when we had like a lot of people back to back to back to back. Yeah, it's going to happen again. Just letting you guys know that right now. So yeah, man, podcast is life.
Yeah, man. But dude, this podcast is gonna literally take us places. Like literally take us places.
You're right.
It's all gonna pay off, man. For real.
I'm with it.
Yeah, man. But you already know, brother. What I feel like we got a good one for the people today. So what we got first on the docket for them?
Yes, we do. First up, I want to go ahead and talk about this quote that I heard, man, and this is from somebody who's definitely been in a place where we want to go.
Okay.
And I say that because he is a man that started his YouTube career years ago while the brother was still working at Macy's.
Oh, shoot.
Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this man's story. And I'm saying all of this like he's here right now. Like I'm about to introduce him.
It does.
It would be nice if he was here so he can drop some knowledge for you guys on our show. But the brother used to work at Macy's, man, and shortly after he first got married, he started a YouTube career, and he was able to find a way to elevate his YouTube channel and go from not making any money to making over 7 figures, and leaving his job at Macy's and making sure that his wife didn't have to work if she didn't want to, and making sure that their child, I think it's still a child. I don't think they have children yet. But yeah, man, like at the time, their one child, making sure their one child was straight. So shout out to David Omari, man, aka Mr. Algorithm. This brother is somebody who I say that I definitely look up to, and I appreciate him for sharing his story when I first heard it, because it really spoke to me. As a person that's been doing YouTube at least since he was 19 years old. Now, granted, I've been doing it on and off since I was 19. If I was just really consistent with it, I'm sure I would be in a different tax bracket today. But I'm in a space now to where I can make sure that our YouTube channel just grows as much as the podcast is growing. So, David Omari once said on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, when he was a guest on their Business Spotlight, he once said, perfection is a procrastination tool. And he said that in regards to content creation. Now, I know we talk about content creation every once in a while here on this show, but that's because we're really passionate about it. This is something that definitely stands out to us because we are content creators, obviously. Facts. But also we network with other content creators who are out there. I know several episodes ago, I shouted out Tanisha Renee. Sometimes, like, I don't even remember what episode it was, but like months ago, we shouted out Playback's channel, who, by the way, I found out that Playback, they're actually based here in Georgia. Like, I think they're in Atlanta. I didn't know at all. And in one of their videos on YouTube, they said that they were like throwing names around. I think like names of places in the area. So they're based in the A, I believe.
Hey, well, shout out to them, man.
Yeah, so we've shouted out Playback in the previous episode. We've definitely shouted out other content creators, as well as having other content creators sitting here with us, having discussions with us. So we're definitely big on content creation. Now, when David Omari said perfection is a procrastination tool, he was talking essentially about everything we mentioned when we talked about us being in a different country at the beginning of this episode. And how you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. And that was out of the blue. We didn't even plan on talking about, us being in Canada. But it tied so well into everything that we had listed on the docket today that it was just like, why not? Right. Shout out, our Canada listeners, our Canadian listeners. And the people who typically create content or want to be content creators, they'll sit around and say, now might not be the time for me to create the content. I'm waiting till I get a new camera.
Yeah.
Or I'm waiting till I get new microphone set up. Or I'm waiting until I get new lighting. Bruh, when I tell you, matter of fact, I'm going to let the man tell you himself. Mike, when we first started, what equipment did we have?
We had 2 iPhones. You had your computer. I had my old dinosaur computer. And I think we just had 2 like just Amazon literally cheap Amazon podcast mics.
Yeah.
Like they were just literally normal. They weren't nothing special, honestly.
Yeah.
But we rocked out with them joints though.
For 39 episodes, 39 episodes, we rocked out recording video on our iPhones, recording audio into my laptop with the 2 Amazon mics.
Yep.
Right? The mics that we got were probably no more than $30.
If that.
But they were, right, if that. They were USB mics that plugged into the computer.
Yep.
We had our iPhones mounted on ring lights.
Yep.
Right? Mounted on ring lights, which, by the way, we still use the ring lights and we still record our video on iPhones. More than 50 episodes in.
Yep.
Okay? So we have not forgotten where we started.
No.
We have not forgotten where we came from.
No.
However, I will say that our microphones, our audio setup in general, has upgraded. But we didn't upgrade it till 40 episodes in. Our lighting setup has upgraded just a little bit. And we're going to upgrade it some more. We're going to continue to upgrade it. Yeah. But our lighting setup has upgraded just a little bit. And then we upgraded it shortly after episode 30.
Yeah.
I think it's by the time we got to episode 31 or 32, Mike was walking in with new box lights.
Had to do it.
So I say all of that to say, if we were the type of content creators that were waiting till the perfect time, to the point that where we got the perfect audio setup, the perfect camera setup, the perfect lighting setup, the perfect studio, we would still be waiting to this day to start creating content. That is why David Omari said perfection is a procrastination tool. I need you guys to get that.
That's real talk. Like, seriously. And you'll find every reason not to start if you don't just put a foot forward. And like, I think we talked about this too before, like you figure stuff out along the way. The idea of having lights or having these type of mics and headphones and whatever, like this came along the way after we realized, man, hold on, we can sound a little better. Or hold on, there is different equipment out there, like, you know what I mean? But you got to kind of learn with what you have first, because sometimes you don't even realize what you have until you use it. So I think that's the key, bro. Like you just gotta just do it, man. Just start, bro.
We had to take it step by step, because if you think about it, like he just said, if we didn't record on those Amazon mics, right? If we didn't record on those microphones that we just ordered from the internet, right? I mean, because granted, we got these mics from Amazon too, but they were a little more pricey. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
If we didn't start recording on those mics, we would have not really thought about recording on other mics, because the sound quality, although it worked, you know, it recorded our voices. It made sure that we were heard around the world. I mean, we built up our audience in the United States. We built up our audience in Germany, Puerto Rico, Marshall Islands, right? Before we even got the audio equipment upgrade, right? We built all of that just off of the cheaper microphones that we used to use, off of the camera setup that we used back then and still use to this day. You know what I'm saying? We've had several talks about upgrading the camera equipment, but it's going to come in due time. Like you can't do all of that at once. No. Number one, it's expensive. Now, if you got the bread like that, by all means, do you. But I think that if you do have the bread like that and you just spend it all in your equipment right then and there, number two, this is going to be my second point, you won't be as hungry as you were initially when you started. And you had to work your way up. You had to grind your way to a certain point to where you can upgrade your equipment on a consistent basis. And then my third point overall is it's going to be, without starting from the bottom, you won't really be able to cherish too much of the now we're here moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. Because there's definitely a beauty in us taking those steps to have what we have now. Like, think about it. If we just started with the best cameras and the best sound equipment, it just the appreciation for when we got certain stuff, that time period was like, man, like, what? We got this? Yo, what?
Yeah.
It's just, it's a different. So, I definitely agree with you on that one, B.
Bro, because when you walked in here with them box lights, bro, I was like, what? It's like, nah, come on, man. It's something light.
Bro, like, but it you know what I mean? And it just felt, that was just one piece of the puzzle. Like, because seeing this, bro, I'm like, yo, what? And then here, I think when I first heard it, I was like, the difference in the sound quality, it's like, whoa. It hits different. But you'll never know until you just start.
Right.
You would never know, man. And start with what you got. Because you got something. Oh, y'all got something. Even if it's an Android phone. Like,
that's
real.
a fact, man. You don't have to worry about recording on iPhones, like the best iPhone possible. No. I don't care if you still use an iPhone 7. I don't care if you still running an iPhone 6. Mm-hmm. You got an iPhone SE, the original SE, not the one that they started using the iPhone 8 body for. I don't care what kind of phone you have. I don't care if you have a regular Android, if you got a Samsung, if you got an Android from overseas. Yeah. If your phone has a camera on it, and you have the ability to record a video using your phone, use it.
Please do, because you'll be surprised. You will be surprised.
So with that, I want to get into the next portion of, what I wanted to discuss regarding perfection as a procrastination tool. After David said that, he also said, learn to turn your content into currency. Now that's big. I know we've touched on it on many episodes in the past, man, but that's something that is essentially a skill, man. And it typically comes with time unless you already have a following that you can monetize. But learning how to turn your content that you've created into currency is something that a lot more people are learning how to do in this day and age when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to TikTok, and maybe even Instagram. Like, Instagram be hitting me up talking about how I can monetize my reels, but I don't even really make reels for my personal Instagram that much. And I have the following for it. I have the following for that. But I mean, the reels that I make, of course, they're more so for the podcast page. So eventually when we get to the point to where Instagram keeps hitting us up on the podcast page to monetize the reels, I'm in there. Mm-hmm. I'm in there. But yeah, learning how to monetize your content, turning your content into currency, that's something that may not come from the very beginning of you starting to create content. It's going to come over time, unless, again, like I said, you already have built a following doing something else. So, for example, B. Simone and her co-host Megan, their podcast, Know For Sure podcast, right? Now, I don't know too much about Megan, but I know B. Simone off of being like Instagram famous for years. And of course, her going to Wild 'N Out because she was Instagram famous. So she spent years building up a following and, making, according to her, I'm not pocket checking, but I remember one time she said she was a millionaire. I think when she was talking to David Shands, she mentioned how she made millions over the years and she already had a following. So her and her co-host, they started the Know For Sure podcast, I think sometime in 2022. So like we have way more episodes out than they do. Mm-hmm. However, they're killing it. Their following is huge. Mm-hmm. They're already like, as of this recording, I think they might have just had their first live show. And you and I are nowhere near that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We will get there one day.
Of course.
So where we could do a live show and then eventually go on a live tour. And, have live shows all over the country. But like these ladies, they, like I said, B. Simone already had a following and she was able to monetize that following before she even started her own podcast. But, in a situation like that, yeah, it's rare, but it happens. Build yourself up, work your way up to a point to where you can turn your content into currency. And, that's something that comes with time. It comes with consistency and it comes with you building an audience, building a fan base.
Right.
David Shands, one of our mentors and, somebody who I've definitely looked up to for a long time, man. He put out a video not too long ago talking about how at first you need to build up an audience.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
about. Okay. Yeah. So he talked about having to build an audience and how long it takes to just build up an audience. Then once you build up that audience, you can turn your content into currency.
Yep.
So shout out to both of the Davids, David Amari and David Shands.
Yeah, big facts, though. Big facts. Giving out a lot of free game.
For real. And with that, man, I wanted to say, like, I understand where David Amari is coming from, because as a content creator, I'm really trying to recession-proof my pockets and my bank account and my family from certain things such as this. Now, Mike, what we have here on the docket is as far as what we trying to recession-proof our pockets from, man.
Well, apparently, you already know they trying to get rid of certain jobs.
Bruh.
Now, granted, we don't work at these certain places.
Amen.
But
Thank God.
definitely, everything is trying to become more automated.
And that's crazy.
And you know, I mean, well, first, I guess we can tell about what is being automated.
No, but go ahead. You had a point. I think you was about to cook there. I'm gonna let you cook. What was you about to say?
I actually went to a place where I saw the start of this automation. I didn't interact with. Okay, let me not say. I barely interacted with a human.
Wow.
And I only pretty much was interacting with a machine. And I mean, now granted, yes, when it came time to hand me my item, yes, it was handed to me.
Now you're not talking about a vending machine, right?
I'm not talking about a vending machine. No, we talking about a machine. It's like it's like a computer. And everything was just from this computer. And then, you know, a human handed me something, but it was very minimal interaction. It was very minimum humans around. It was just very different. And I saw the future. So,
bro, we are really starting to see the future now. Like for real. It's crazy.
It is definitely here, and it's only gonna ramp up. Now I know why some of these businesses are doing it, but at the same time too, I think that I don't know, man. It's a downside to it.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, you know, it says that the company says that, well, according to MarketWatch.com, McDonald's in Texas is the first with a fully automated drive-thru. Now, hold on. I don't even understand this one, B. Not understand the drive-thru aspect, but what you mean automated? We building.
So when I first heard about this was back in December, because apparently this McDonald's in Fort Worth, Texas, opened up their first fully automated restaurant. Now, I don't believe that you can just go inside and place an order, you know, and just be like, hey, you know, let me get this, let me get that. And then a machine hands you your food. Mm-hmm. From what I've heard and what I've read, you place an order ahead of time. I believe it's like online on your phone or something, like through the app maybe. Choose the location. You pull up to this restaurant in the drive-thru and a machine hands you your order. Like an actual, like a robot arm will pull it off of a conveyor belt and hand you your order.
Hold on, player. Hold on. What if I ain't got kids yet? But what if my kids want to go to the play area, bruh? Go get them a little play time.
I don't think they got that.
Come on.
I don't think it's there, brother. Like I really don't think they have that. To be honest, man. Like from the pictures that I've seen, it didn't seem like they had a play place. And as a matter of fact, I think after, you know, the whole thing with C-19, a lot of the play places were shut down.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they were torn down because I don't eat at McDonald's, man, and I haven't eaten at McDonald's since I was in college. So, I mean, even the McDonald's that we had on, you know, near campus, they didn't have a play place because it was right by Grady Hospital. Wow. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
So I'm looking at the video that from Elijah Schaefer, mm-hmm. I believe, posted. And first and foremost, let me say this: the inside is lacking so much. Like, I don't want to. It's not love. It's just human. It's just lacking human.
Yeah.
It's so bland, bro. And I know why these companies do it. It's because it saves money. Like it says, he put, you know, you ask for $25 minimum wage, you get the first fully automated McDonald's in Texas.
Right.
And it's like, that's these companies, they can't pay what these people are asking for. So it's cheaper just to get a machine to do it and have.
I mean, they can pay for it. They just choose not to. But I didn't mean to cut you off. But
no,
you're right.
No, but you're right though. You're right. They can do it, but they choosing not to, bro. And it's kind of sad because
it puts more money in their pockets, man. To be honest,
it does. That's true. Because I'm even seeing it at, you know, the movie theaters. If you haven't been to some of the movie theaters at AMC, they have kiosks now. And it's less human interaction as far as people taking your order. It's now a machine that you put your order in, and then the order is made, in the back by a human. But it cuts people out. But it's ultimately to save money in the end. That's what they want to do. But it cuts jobs.
Think about it. Like, you're right, it does cut jobs. But think about it, man. Like, think about how many people buy tickets from their app, right? From a movie theater app on their phone. Or like you said, like a kiosk outside the movie theater, instead of going straight to the box office to purchase their tickets. Yeah. To where somebody is physically behind a counter and can sell you a ticket to the movie. They'll have tickets already on their phone or tickets already printed out from a kiosk outside the theater to go watch a movie.
And I will agree, it's a lot faster, and sometimes it can be a little bit more efficient. I will agree. Because think about when you go to a grocery store, right? I'm not going to lie. I go to self-checkout pretty much 90% of the time. I really don't go to a person unless I got like a lot of stuff. But I think I'm a part of the problem, unfortunately. Because the self-checkout is a lot quicker. I want to get in and get out, especially I only got a couple items. I ain't got to wait for somebody to scan my stuff. I boom, boom, boom. But yeah.
Yo, I'm part of the problem too. You're not the only one, brother, because I'm telling on myself with this one. But yo, I used to work at a bank years ago as a teller. And boy, I was in my early 20s when I did so. But I used to work at a bank. And even though I worked at a bank at one point in my life as a teller, the person behind the counter who would handle your transactions, every time I go to the bank now, 9 times out of 10, I go to an ATM to deposit cash, to withdraw cash, to transfer money if I'm not transferring it from my phone. Like, I don't go speak to a teller for anything. Bro. And I can understand, certain aspects is like you don't want anybody all up in your business. You don't want nobody to see how much you got in your account, whether you have all the money in the world or whether you ain't got no money until payday, right? As a broke college student, when I worked at the bank, bro, I was just like, I've seen it all. Like, I've seen like people's accounts. Like, I've looked into people's accounts when I was doing a transaction for them. And it was not on no slick stuff. I had to pull up their account. I'll never forget. There was one time, I don't remember the dude's name, but I'll never forget. There was this one time a dude came in the through the teller line in the drive-through. He was a baseball player for the Atlanta Braves. Pulled up in a navy blue, brand new Mercedes Benz. I forget which Benz it was. It was an S class, but that joint was expensive. He played for the Braves, so he had money.
What we talking?
Looked at his account. I don't remember the amount.
You can't give us a number like 7, 8 figures.
It was 7 figures, but I don't remember how much. But dude was balling. And even like we had some regular customers that came into the bank who weren't even like athletes, like pro athletes or anything like that. But I remember this one dude, he had a business account, millions in it, millions.
That makes me think of, that's kind of one time I went to the bank. I didn't see what was in the guy's account, of course, but this guy, he brought in money to deposit, and it was like a stack that was probably as tall as this iPad right here, but it was nothing but hundreds. Sheesh. Nothing but hundreds. And it's just like blows your mind to see money like that if you haven't saw money like that before. So yeah, I can definitely believe that.
Now, certain times, when I worked retail in college, I would also see like whenever we closed the store at night and we had a whole bunch of cash to deposit in the bank, we would have to, wrap it up and put it in a plastic bag that, was like kind of like tamper proof.
Oh yeah.
And we would have to put a deposit slip in there and everything like that, just so it would go in the right account. And we'd have to drop it off in the overnight drop box at the bank inside the mall that we worked at. That way, whenever the Brinks truck came through,
only they got the key.
Only they had the key. They pull up, they take all the money out from all the businesses that drop the funds in the drop box, take it to the respective bank, deposit it in the account, call it a day.
But then now some stuff I don't think they'll be able to automate like that.
I don't think so because
people will rob a robot unless the robot is.
They'll rob a robot. Hey, what you you think they're gonna come up with a RoboCop? You know what I'm saying? Like,
have you seen? I don't know if you've seen, bro. They have these robots now. Is the way they move, bro? Like they move very strategic, right? And all they gotta do is attach some type of weapon to them, and they might do that, bro.
Boy,
you can't beat that, like.
But real talk, man, there's so much error in that, especially when you're playing with somebody's life.
Bro, listen,
If you have never seen the 1987 movie RoboCop, there is a scene in the movie to where they tried to like, they tried to come up with like a street patrol robot that was equipped with like 2 cannons on their hand and could stop a robber, could stop a burglar, could stop an armed assailant. Like, it was mostly looking for an armed assailant. If they saw anybody walking by with a gun and threatening the robot, it was pretty much going to give them a warning. Drop your weapon or I will shoot. One of the dudes who was in the test run, this was a test run in the office. Like, it wasn't an actual street patrol robot. Like, it wasn't licensed. It wasn't official. Dude dropped his weapon to what the robot said. And even after he dropped his weapon, there was an error. Mm-hmm. The robot still kept counting down. It was like, you have 10 seconds to comply.
Oh, shoot.
Even though you dropped your weapon, you now have this many seconds to comply. And dude was running around. He was lost. Like, he didn't know what to do. Robot.
Yeah.
Just fired on him.
And it's like, what can you do, bro?
You have so many errors that can come from that, yo.
Of course, man. But that's where AI is coming from. Like, listen, Elon Musk said it. He said it, dude. He was like, y'all need to be worried about AI that's coming. He was like, because it's so much more advanced. It's beyond what you even know at this point. And people are developing. You have private companies that a lot of these millionaires and billionaires they pour into, and they know they're gonna get a return on it because it's coming, bro. Whether you like it or not, it is being made and it is coming.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. Especially with the whole self-checkout aspect. You know what I mean? Because I guess that's one of the main reasons why, like, if you go to a Walmart, you will. So many people complain about how there's only like one cash register open.
Yeah. Oh, they's like, we got a fix for that.
All the other registers are self-checkout.
We got some for that. Yep.
And the lines at self-checkout at Walmart are crazy long.
Mm-hmm. Depending on the time of day you go. I've gotten in.
That's true. That's true.
I've gotten in and out. But yeah. But it also brings another thing for theft. But, you know, I guess, I don't know. Good with the bad. What else we got, man?
I mean, like, to that point, like, what else we had? Like, I know, back to the whole McDonald's story, man. Like, I know that McDonald's, at least from what I've seen, has been working on this automation process since 2015. You know, maybe even earlier, but I started noticing it in 2015. Actually, saw a post that somebody who I know and still follow to this day, he posted back in 2015 talking about how the government gives business owners tax breaks, right? And that's something that we know. You know, we haven't really talked about it on the show, but maybe we'll save that for a different episode. But essentially, going back to the post that, you know, you saw talking about the gentleman who was like, you wanted $25 minimum wage, right? This is what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. This essentially been going on for so long. So many workers have been complaining about wages to the point to where these major corporations are figuring out ways to cut costs. Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to be paid $15 an hour working at McDonald's? All right, cool. I got you. Say less. Here's what I'm going to introduce instead, because this machine here, they'll take your order. All you got to do is type it in. They'll take your money. All you got to do is swipe your card or insert some cash here as if it were like a vending machine. Mm-hmm. You get some change back, whatever the case may be. And then somebody in the back will prep your order, and then somebody will bring it out to you. There you go, right? That's something that they've been working on for a while. Now, here's one thing that I saw in the comments in one of these posts that I saw on Instagram when I first found out about the automated McDonald's in Texas. So many people were like, how is it going to be fully automated when you don't have anybody there to, like, you know, drop the fries or flip the burgers or clean up the restaurant? Somebody posted a video, and if I find it, I'll go ahead and insert it. But somebody posted a video of a machine literally like swapping hands. Like it'll change hands to drop fries in a basket and pick them up whenever they're ready. Of course, it's on a timer, so a machine can calculate that. Going to the grill, flipping a burger. That could also be on a timer, so you got to calculate that. They've also shown robots who go from bathroom stall to bathroom stall, spray the toilets inside and out, spray the floors, mop the like, what?
Yeah, man.
Yo, they literally have janitorial robots, man.
I believe it, bro.
So, yeah, man, like, we got to make sure we do whatever it is that we can to just step our game up, step our money up, man. Like, Because in a while, man, some of these places are not going to need humans except for it to pay for stuff.
Yep. That's why I say get good, though. Get good at multiple things. Never allow one job to be the only source of income you got because you're putting too much trust into one place. So find some way to get creative and have multiple ways of money coming in. You ain't got to be no full-blown entrepreneur and running the CEO of a company or like running a Fortune 500 and so on and so forth. Nah, but you can come up with little hustles that constantly, weekly give you income. But also, you got to be wise with your money. Budget your money out as well. Take the time out to realize how much money do I have coming in? What are my expenses? What are fixed expenses? If you do not know what fixed expenses are, things that stay consistent, like your rent, your, I don't know, what's another one? Light bill, or your cell phone bill, right? Those things are going to stay consistent throughout the week. And then realize what things are not fixed. You know, things that they're variable, that can change, like, you spending money on food and stuff. All that stuff can change, and you can control that. So start to get creative, bro, because you make more. What I learned is you make more money than what you think. We just spend our money.
That is true.
On a lot of stuff, and it adds up. Bro, you would be surprised if you just take $5 and just put it away in a jar, and by the end of the year, how much you got. Just take $5 a week.
Well, I mean, we could calculate that right now.
But I'm just saying, though, some people don't, they don't think about that. They be like, oh, man, it's just $5. But you don't realize how much that adds up to.
That's true.
You know, you don't really think about it. Or just putting $1 away, bro. I give some game, bro. I take every time let's say I have a 20 and then I come home with change. I may have like $5, $6. I literally take that extra $5, $6 and instead of, using it again and keep it in my wallet, I'll take it and I'll roll it up and I'll put a rubber band around it. And I put it away, and I just save those dollars. And by the end of the year, I'll have so much money just saved up just from doing that. Like, and I can use it for whatever. But I'll just keep it going, bro. And you'll be surprised, man. You make more money than what you think.
That's a fact. Because with that $5 example you said, man, 52 weeks in a year,
how much?
$5 a week, that's $260.
Dude, you could do so much with that. People are like, oh, that ain't a lot. Okay. Continue to do that. I promise you. Called what do they call it? What did he tell me? I can't remember, but if I think of it later on the episode, I'll tell y'all what it is. Compound interest.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Compound interest. I learned that from a mentor a long time ago. It's a real thing. So.
But yeah, it's like, okay, when dealing with compound interest, there's a saying, and of course I learned it from a mentor as well. It's like, would you rather take $1 million right now? Or would you rather take a penny that's doubled every single day for a month?
Look at that. But we don't think about that.
We don't.
Nope.
And so many people would be quick to say, yo, I'll take the $1 million. Let me give me that $1 million right now. But what they don't realize is, you sit there, you do the math. A penny doubled every single day for a month ends up being way more than $1 million.
Yeah. And you don't even realize when you get that whole $1 million in one bundle, you'll be like, I ain't going to spend all that. Yes, you will. When you have that money, I promise you your view, it expands. And you will be like, man, I can buy this, I can buy that. And eventually it can be gone just as quick as if it came, bro.
That's a fact. That's
why I think the lottery's a scam, low key. I think they know who they be giving money to. So
of course.
But we're not going to go into that, okay?
I'd rather them give me some compound interest when it comes to these dollar bills.
They don't want that.
Because according to Google, a penny doubled every day for 30 days ends up being, you ready for this?
Yep.
5,000,000.
Wow.
$368,709.12.
We thinking about it. It's just a penny.
Right.
I don't want no penny.
Because you think about it, you have the 1 cent that doubles into the next day. It doubles into 2 cents. 2 cents doubles into 4 cents, and so on and so forth. It just grows. It grows. It grows. It compounds.
It's like a snowball.
Yes.
Falling down.
That's exactly. That is it. By day 30, instead of having $1 million, if you take $1 million up front, by day 30, you'll have 5 million plus.
Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen, as these machines are trying to take away some of the bread that some of these companies are giving us.
And I like bread.
Me too. I like my chips with dip.
But with that being said, man, the McDonald's is not the only example of automated stores that are popping up in the country. There's another store that I heard about early last year, that is pretty much fully automated. If not, well, maybe I will say it's like semi-autonomous. It might not be fully automated unless I'm reading into this incorrectly. Mm-hmm. But I'll go ahead and leave a link to the article down below if you guys want to check this out. And it's actually pretty much in our backyard, bro. This is Nourish and Bloom Market in Fayetteville. So that's not far away from where we are. Mm-hmm. This is a Black-owned grocery store. When I saw the news report about this, it's not that big, but they do offer a delivery service. And this business, boy, this is an autonomous grocery store, I believe, actually to get in the grocery store because they have to manage how many people are in the building at a time, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's pretty much, let me see here. According to ABC News, the couple, Jalea and Jamie Hemmings, launched Nourish and Bloom Market in Fayetteville. And this was as of January 26, 2022. So, of course, like I said, more than a year ago. The article reads, when Jalea Hemmings' oldest son was diagnosed with autism, she and her husband, Jamie, started experimenting with food that seemed to help improve their child's performance. The Georgia couple used plant-based substitutes to create their son's favorite dishes, including mac and cheese and spaghetti and meatballs. Soon, they began selling their products at a farmer's market, and their customers asked if the food was sold in grocery stores too. From there, the rest is history, Hemmings told ABC News. So pretty much their store, as they put it, their mantra is real food and real products for real people. I mean, it looks pretty clean. Like when I saw the news report, it looked like an interesting idea. And what they call it is a frictionless shopping experience where customers can walk in, grab what they need, and leave without waiting in line or stopping to scan and pay. How it works is that, the store is essentially fully autonomous, but the owner still wanted the store to feel warm by having employees assist customers throughout the market with certain things that they, might need help with. And Hemmings actually said, people think that autonomous means you're taking jobs away. It's actually not. We are changing the way their jobs are done. Now, that's a quote taken directly from the article. Now, whether I believe that or not, I don't know.
Just fancy way of saying, yeah, we taking jobs.
Bruh. Yo, bro, I think so too. And nothing to take away from the Hemmings because, this store looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like we said, man, the future is here, but I don't know, man. They deliver like a lot of other grocery stores do. They deliver as well. And their delivery, though, is handled by robots named Nourish and Bloom after the store. And these robots deliver products in temperature-controlled compartments. And they say that with autonomous shopping, vending, and robotic delivery, the market can offer a 24/7 access to real food and environmentally friendly products.
See how they get you? You can't. Some of the stuff is like, dang, this is so good. This is so convenient. But then on the other hand, it's like, man, it's tough. It's taken away. So it's tough, man.
And supposedly they said, the owners said that they plan to franchise Nourish and Bloom markets around the country.
Of course.
And their hopes, and this again was as of January of last year, their hopes as of that point was to reach a goal of 800 stores total.
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't you? They're probably doing very well, and which I hope they do. So,
but this just kind of makes me think about, just movies, of course, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to get too sci-fi on y'all, but the future really is here, man.
Of course.
And we touched on it briefly in episode 18 when we talked about the metaverse. You remember that when we had that conversation, man? Like we talked about how so many people one day might not even want to step outside their house because they're so addicted to the metaverse. Like the first step is social media. Like how so many people are addicted to social media now. Like so many people, and I know I've said so many people so many times in that 1 minute, but you got to think about how a lot of people are addicted to social media. The very first thing they do when they wake up,
click.
Right. Like what's going on here? How how much is that giving you a dopamine hit? Like, how much dopamine is that giving you per day? And then at the same time, after like social media, like the next step is going to be the metaverse, which is already announced. It's already out. People are on it, but not a lot of people are on it because it's expensive at this moment. It's just like everything else.
Yeah.
When DVD players first came out in the 90s, oh my gosh, DVD players were expensive.
Not even that. I remember when flat screens first came out, they were so expensive.
But they were huge.
Yeah. So only certain people can afford them.
Right.
But then it became more affordable. Everybody got one.
Now you can go into places like Costco and look at like these huge 80-inch flat screen TVs for like $700 to about $1,000 depending on the quality.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yo, like metaverse equipment right now is super expensive and it's just crazy, man. Like people are going to get addicted to that. And then once it's like widely available, again, kind of like Instagram, because when Instagram first started, it was iPhone only for like, let's see, it started in 2010 and Android users didn't get to use Instagram until 2012. So it took 2 years for Android users to be able to use Instagram. It was iPhone only for 2 years. And then once that happened, it was a wrap.
Yeah, man. It's about that dollar bill, y'all. That's all what it boils down to. And it's a sense of control, but, you know, I ain't going to go too deep in that rabbit hole, but.
Right.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show, man, so much of this stuff is becoming autonomous. Even like, I don't know if this is true, but like looking at some of these Domino's pizza commercials, they've shown autonomous vehicles delivering pizza to people's houses.
I mean, they got to think about it. They got drones now that deliver people food.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they'll drop it off in the air.
And Amazon, too. Amazon has drones. Last I checked, and they're testing this out on the West Coast, but California has drones delivering Amazon packages to people.
Yeah, bro. Y'all complaining about not getting paid. Okay. All right. We got some for y'all. We gonna make sure y'all don't get paid then.
Hey, these companies ain't playing around, man. Anything to save their bottom line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. But in the end, I think it's gonna have some repercussions that maybe they don't know about. So, but I think they're willing to take that risk. So we shall see. Just don't lose touch with reality, bro. I think a lot of stuff is just coming. It's just it has the potential to make us lose touch with reality. So we just gotta be mindful of that.
That's a fact, man. Because like we both said, we're guilty of like contributing to this stuff.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Self-checkout here, going to the ATM instead of going to a teller.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, ATM, for those people who don't know, is like it's automated teller machine. Automated, right? It's instead of going to an actual teller behind the counter. Like I can't tell you the last time I stepped foot inside of, well, yes, I can. Last time I stepped foot inside of a bank was early 2022. January 2022 was the last time I stepped foot inside of a bank, and it's only because I had to.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I mean, I still go through a drive-through, and I'll still talk to an actual person, but yeah.
Well, some of the banks don't offer that. Like some banks, they don't have like drive-through because they're in like plazas or they're attached to certain buildings, so they don't have a drive-through.
I mean, I get it though. I understand. I get the efficiency side of it. As a business, somebody who does business, I can understand that and how that would be useful. But I see the both sides. I see the totality of things and where it may be going. So let's be mindful. That's all.
But yeah, like moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, just prepare yourselves, man. The future is already here. And it's only going to get more futuristic in the upcoming years. So let's make sure we do what we have to do to try so make sure we do our best to get to a point to where what Yo Gotti calls recession proof, where we are recession proof. And when certain things like this happen and they take jobs, even though a lot of the owners of certain companies say that it might not take jobs, even though, I mean, we clearly see what's going on. Yeah. We got to make sure our jobs aren't affected. Yeah. And if our jobs are affected, we got to make sure that we're ready for the change that is already coming, because it will come. We got to be ready for that change. So by the time it gets to us or by the time it gets to our jobs, we ain't stressing it.
Nope. Seriously, man. Take the time out to really see where you are financially. And I heard something. It said if financially where you at and you're not where you want to be, then you actually are accepting that. Like, I'm wording this terribly, but it's around those lines. It's like whatever's in your bank account, they said like you're okay with that, even though you might not be. You're okay where you are financially if that's what's in your bank account, and that hit me a little different. So
that speaks volumes, yo.
It's time to start. Like, look, no. You don't have no excuse. I mean, I get you can come up with reasons as to why you may have certain things what you have, but let's be honest, dude. Like, you are in control. Like, so let's start to really, really take control of our own finances. Let's get more strategic with our money. Let's start to put it towards things that are making us money. Your dollar should be working. I don't know if anybody ever told you that, but your dollar should be working. Not every dollar should be going to buy you something that is going to come back to you that does not make you more money. No, your dollar should go out when every dollar you spend, think about it like a worker. It should come back with more workers. And if it don't, then you got to, let's switch it up. Let's change up some stuff. And it doesn't have to be all your money, but dedicate like 10% of your income to something that's going to work. Dude, it's too much. It's too many ways to make money out here for us not to be where we want to be financially.
Right.
So think about that.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today, man. Again, the future is here.
Yes, sir.
And there's more to come, man. It's starting to look like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, but nothing to be scared of, though.
No, not at all.
Nothing to be scared of.
But just something as like more of like a cautionary tale to just be ready, be prepared.
Facts.
So that by the time, this stuff gets here, we're not complaining like, oh, I lost my job because, these machines took over my job and blah, blah, blah. Like,
don't be no victim.
Right. Stay ready so you don't got to get ready.
Talk that talk, George. Sorry, that's
George.
It's a guy on Instagram. I just want to, that's what he says. But talk that talk, B. I'm sorry. But yeah, talk that talk.
Let me find out you've been doing another podcast with a dude named George. Bruh.
Oh, man.
Y'all better be breaking bread.
Bruh.
No, I'm just kidding. Anything else you got for the people today, Mike?
Nah, man. I think that we gave them enough for the day to try to digest. So hopefully y'all can really, really stomach that because it's real.
Yeah, real talk. Like, although this one is not, as long as some of our other episodes are, this has definitely been a good one. I hope you guys got something from this. I hope y'all are walking away with this with something to where you like really see where we're coming from and see what it is that you can do to really step your game up, step your funds up, and make sure that you're prepared for the storm that's ahead. And again, this is not to scare y'all, but it's more of something to kind of raise awareness and make sure that you guys are thinking about what's on the horizon. Mm-hmm. It's financially anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But also remember that God has a plan. I just want to say that last thing.
Word.
So overall, it's going to be okay.
So with that being said, Mike, what else do we have left for the people?
Right now, until then, we just want to let y'all know that we are going to eventually phase out this question of the week. But we have some greatness coming to replace it. We ain't going to just leave y'all with nothing. No, we got some good, some even better. So other than that, unless you got some more gems to give them, what do we always say?
Where you are today
is a residual outcome of the thoughts you had in the past.
Just like that.
No other way.
Till next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Love y'all.
Peace.